And good evening, everybody. Welcome along. This is my presentation on airbags and SRS. I nearly forgot what I was talking about then because I'm trying to look at now this new teleprompter that I've got. So, first of all, just a little reminder, please, if you don't mind, please could you follow me on YouTube. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel just by looking for my name on it's just, if you're wondering what I'm looking at the thing there, the little tickle page. If you would like to subscribe to my YouTube page, that would be fantastic. But let's start with our questions as we normally do. Let's get back onto there. So there's my questions. Here they are. Too many buttons going on here. If you are coming on, please leave some comments as well for me if you don't mind. Just leave the comments on all streams. It will pick up on LinkedIn. I can read them all. Quite clever because I'm actually streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and I'm also streaming, as you can see, on LinkedIn as well. So say hello, and then I'll give you a quick mention as well. That would be fantastic. So let's start off with the first question. Oops, trying to get my teleprompter to work. There we go. If you've got any questions, I'll also answer them at the end as well. But we'll start off with our first question. Here we go. What gas or gases does the airbag fill with when it's deployed? So when you let the airbag go, what does it fill with? That's question number one. When did the seatbelt law come into force in the UK? So that's when did the seatbelt law come into force in the UK? And have I missed one? I have. What year were side impact bags introduced as well? Okay, so what year were side impact bags introduced? What gas does the airbag fill with when deployed? And when did the seatbelt law come into force in the UK? And we'll do a quick sort of hellos. I can see, oh, Jonathan's on. Yes, you like my chair. Thanks, John. Hi, Aid. Hi, Eddie. I've got Sean on. Hi, Sean. Hi, Paul. Hi, Stuart. Hope you're all okay. Without further ado, I will start with my presentation. Any more hellos, just drop a hello in and we'll bring you on board later on in the stream. So let's get cracking on with this presentation. First of all, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have told you that, and any of my LinkedIn channels as well. And also, if you look at watching me on Facebook, you can subscribe on there as well. Okay, history. We're going to talk about history of airbags. We're going to talk about airbag construction, and then we're going to talk about deployment, and then we're going to talk about vehicle installation, and then we're going to talk about we're going to have some Q&As, hopefully as well. So here I am. Oh, I've got my pictures on board as well. That's good. Got my picture on as well. So let's start off. First of all, we'll look at the history of airbags. I'm still learning my teleprompter's working overtime at the moment. Oh dear. I love it when a plan comes together. Here we go. Got to go through my slides. There we go. So airbags began to be fitted into cars in the 70s for drivers who didn't want to wear seatbelts. Although they were actually patented and designed as early as the 50s, and then after the compulsory seatbelt laws were introduced around the world, we then started to see them introduction of the airbags to help with head and facial injuries from the steering wheel and dashboard impacts. And then throughout the 80s, we started to see more and more manufacturers introduce the front airbags across their vehicles. And in the 90s, we started seeing the introduction of the side impact bags, with Volvo actually being the first of them to be introducing it in 1994. But nowadays, as well as seeing the side impact and front airbags, we now see knee airbags, seatbelt airbags, and even seat airbags, and even bonnet airbags for pedestrians. We've even now seen rear impact airbags for rear impacts. So the construction of the bag itself. The bag itself is made up of a nylon folded away. It's made up of nylon folded away into a device within the steering wheel or dashboard airbag. And basically the inflation system is made up. So you can see on there on that little diagram, the inflatory system is actually made up of a chemical compound called sodium azide. We are using new stuff now, it's there, you can see it, which when ignited creates a mass of totally harmless nitrogen to inflate the bag. However, there is a little byproduct called sodium hydroxide, which can be harmful. You don't really see it a great deal, but it is there. So what you now see inside airbag deployment modules is guanidine nitrate, which still emits nitrate, but it's a lot safer. Okay, so it's actually just nitrogen that comes out of an airbag. So the airbag deployment, as well as mad as you think this, it actually happens in under 50 milliseconds. So it emerges at around about 200 miles per hour from the wheel or the panel where it's stored. So, and sort of little note here, if anyone's been involved in an accident or seen an airbag deployed, you'll see a presence of white powder. What that is actually either baking powder or talcum powder, and that sort of powder is there to stop the actual folded bag from sticking together amongst itself, basically. So that's basically how the actual airbag works. In terms of how this is controlled and everything, the whole system is controlled by the ACU. It's the airbag control unit. So the system is controlled by an airbag control unit sensor connected around the vehicle. There's also these other sensors that are connected around the vehicle, and they include an accelerometer, impact sensors, brake sensors, gyroscopes, seat occupancy sensors, and so forth. The ACU will determine which information it receives, and by reading all those all those sensors, then decides when and where and which airbag it will deploy when that incident takes place. There's a bunch of ACUs down there, airbag control units. So when it comes to vehicle installations, try to keep your installation away from the ACU. That's the ACU itself. And if you can, try and keep it away from all the sensors as well. And of course, try and keep it away from the airbag, including the ones that are normally in the roof. So the airbag, its wiring is normally yellow. It's marked yellow, or it's got a yellow plug on it, or it's got yellow shielding on it. So if you can, try and keep your wiring and your devices and anything else like that away from those airbag deployment areas. It's basically it's quite important that you need to sort of keep them away, really. So that was a very quick one, but what year were the side impacts introduced? Well, there's the answer. It's 1994 was when the airbags were introduced. What gas does the airbag fill with? It's actually nitrogen, totally harmless. It's nitrogen. And then when did the seatbelt law come into force in the UK? Well, that was January the 31st, 1983. Okay. Let's have a look at some questions. Have we got any questions on board? I know lots of people have said evening and what have you. I have got a question from Eddie. Let's see if I can put that up on here. I'm going to try now. Oh, it works. There we go. Eddie, did you ever get a definitive answer on the trailer drag question? No, I didn't, but I will. I am on the case. I will be chasing up again this week, but I should be doing another DVR, a DVR sort of update next week. But I am in contact with them, Eddie. So watch this space. You might see something hopefully next week. Loads of evenings and what have you. Thank you all for watching. Got Craig, Adam, John's joined as well. Welcome along. I don't see many people. Loads of people joined on Facebook. Thanks very much for everyone on Facebook. I've got one person on LinkedIn. If you'd like to leave any comments on LinkedIn and stuff, that would be great as well. But that's it for tonight, folks. Next week, we're going to talk about DVS. As I say, a little update from DVS. We may have some more information for our DVS friends out there. Anyone that's doing DVS installs, that's for anyone who's not knowing about and doesn't know about the acronym. It's Direct Vision Standards. This is all the standards that's going on in the standards that are being implemented in London. Coming up in February next year, sorry. Would have been October, but it is actually February next year. Okay, that's it for tonight. I've already had my tea tonight, so I'm just going to go and have a lie down. Lovely. Nice to see you all. Keep in touch. Don't forget, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will do a little, where is it? It's on here if you do. Oh, look, there we go. Ticker tape. That's great. What was the question? Don't know what the question is, Adam. Adrian, sorry. But follow me on my YouTube page, please, if you don't mind. And that's it for tonight. Hope you're well. Thanks very much.